I dropped the ball with Ness. I didn't realize we changed the list and insanely put 2 Mega Mans on there and Zelda 2.
There is nothing insane about 2 Mega Man games or Zelda 2 as lists aren't final. Keep in mind we aren't asking to represent a good spread of genres, it's the definitive best. If it Tetris all the way down then it is.
Either way about it I see both sides. We're not doing franchise bundles, but if the games aren't vastly different then you can just pick the first of the set like Zelda 1 and 2 different, slaw them both up, but Mega 1 to 6 are essentially the same game. As is Mario 1 and 3, so I see both sides. Does that make sense?
No, the games have the same template but they are different games. The reason you pick 1 over 2 is that the impact the OG has is greater. For instance, should the OG Mega Man be on the list? It's good that you are trying to see both sides. Answer the Mega Man question: is OG Mega Man a top 10 NES games?
I'd rather play 2 or 3. But it is the starting point and has Cut Man. I like Cut Man. Have a tattoo of Cut Man on my chest.
That FKN intimidating dude. Millimeter 2 is obviously the defining game in the series. Millimeter 3 is obviously the refining game in the series. The question is, like in the case of Double Dragon, is Millimeter 3 better than Double Dragon?
Yes, it is.
Only 1 Mega Man, and half the people in the world hate Zelda 2 even if I like it. And SMH we forsook Punch-Out.
The reason 2 of the same franchise are on there is because they are better games than whatever else is available. I agree with this, but is the game you want to replace it with better by the metrics? Also, Zelda 2 is the 5th top-selling game on NES. Bet you didn't know that.
Sales only account for so much. If it's best sales list, we can just Google that and be done.
Do sales account for nothing?
You can't have a game on the all-time best list that people hate, dude. You just can't, and I'm a big Zelda 2 fan.
Everyone hates games. Is that a metric now? If someone hates it then it can't be on? I guess that gets Fortnite out of our face.
If the general public opinion is, this game isn't good, yes, that totally can, and that's what I've been saying the whole week. The list needs to have metrics weighted in a way that don't let Fortnite in. Cause if sales and innovation are everything, Fortnite is in.
Fortnite may get in. The public opinion is that the game is hard, and if what you are saying is true then the opposite applies and Tetris needs to be on the list and Dear Mario needs serious consideration.
Talk to your average Zelda fan. They don't like Zelda 2, that's just a fact. Even if they don't think it sucks, they don't actively like it.
Average Zelda fans didn't like Wind Waker either.
That's not true.
Go look at WW reception, don't be daft.
Wind Waker has gone through a major renaissance in opinion compared to its release. On release, people were babies about the graphics, but that hate is basically non-existent. And regardless, the critical acclaim was huge across the board.
No, now people like it. Is critical acclaim so important? It's not. Reception is one metric. Is one greater than 2? Do we need weights for the metrics? The other issue is, what games are better that should go there?
More like Wind Faker.
Acclaim should arguably be the biggest metric. I was okay with not weighting metrics cause we could just use our own heads to balance it out. But 2 Mega Mans and Zelda 2? Come on, we putting Mario Paint on the SNES list now cause it sold well and was innovative.
Michael Jackson Kids Waker.
I'm the exception cause WW is my fave in the series.
Mark, you are the exception because people hated WW in release, it as much as Zelda 2, but like last night I literally was talking to King Tucko and he was explaining that he never did and never will play WW based on the Marshmallow character model. Pop, good sir, there is no reason not to put Mario Paint in there, but it loses on industry impact.
He's in a minority. Wind Waker was so popular they put Toon Link in Smash.
Sakurai puts whoever he wants in there, he put Terry's dumbass in.
People wanted Toon Link back in the forum days. People wouldn't shut up about wanting him in. Palutena is in cause Sakurai wanted her. Toon Link is in because he was actually popular.
I was there for the dojo, I remember what people were wanting. Wind Waker will get on the list, but it was def hated. You need to bring some candidates besides Zelda 2 if you don't want it on the list, same for Mega Man 3.
Punch-Out and Double Dragon 2 both deserving them, dude. People were salivating for Toon Link, justice for Punch-Out. My namesake, I will not campaign for Super or Wii, both great games, though.
I mean, I think honestly that Punch-Out could take down Zelda 2 or Mega Man 3, but that's my opinion. DD2 is not iconic on the level of Zelda or Punch-Out though.
Are we back on NES? I will agree to drop a Mega Man and Zelda 2 for other games.
Cowboy Pop quickly making metrics to push out certain types of games. Fortnite will be out soon.
So who are you wanting to drop and replace Cowboy Pop? I know you want Punch-Out.
We will run the metrics if it's Punch-Out versus Zelda 2 or Mega Man 3. My inclination is that it will beat Millimeter 3 but not Zelda 2.
Even with all the initial negative reception Zelda 2 got.
Bump Kirby for Punch-Out.
Dude, Zelda 2 has no business being on the list, and I love Zelda 2. Its sales were great cause it was the sequel to Zelda. I didn't know one person who had a NES who didn't own it. But everyone who had it hated it and regretted buying it.
Let the debate begin.
Saying it has no business on the list is at the very least hyperbole. It's the top 5 bestsellers for NES, the sales juggernaut savior of gaming industry console. And it's a Zelda title. I'm not saying that Punch-Out doesn't deserve to be there, but saying it doesn't belong at all given the nature of the 2 series' popularity and sales-wise. Come on man, if Millimeter 3 sold anywhere near as well as Z2 we wouldn't be talking, same as Punch-Out. There are very many people who did not hate it at all. Let's get review scores out, then weigh it against sales and lasting impact, innovation, refinement, etc. When in doubt, go deep into the metrics.
I think we are putting way too much emphasis on the sales metric.
It's one metric, just one, but it matters. Innovation is another metric.
The game's legacy is a poor one. That needs to be a deal breaker, no matter how much we like it.
Same goes for Punch-Out. Also feel free to not use that argument anymore, as I'm not accusing you of shilling for Punch-Out as a fanboy. Vel, can you list the metrics possibly? One factor is not a deal breaker, we have the metrics to do the math.
That one has to be though. It's the greatest games of all time. And there is only 50 of them. I think these are 50 games that generally speaking people, the general public, has a positive opinion on, and everyone in this chat knows and acknowledges most people consider Zelda 2 not a good game, also Castlevania 3 over 1. But I digress. Talk to Eager. He will wax poetic all day about what 3 did for the franchise, not 1. That's why Curse of the Moon is a 3 homage and not an homage to 1. I'm gonna keep US on the NES list forever.
I'm happy to stay here. I can multi-list. You know why CV3 didn't get the spot, don't you?
If you say sales, I'm gonna shit my pants. Right. Now.
It doesn't have the critical acclaim and long-lasting visibility status, as well as sales.
It absolutely has got the critical acclaim. No way. It's legit better than 1 in every feasible way besides sales and being first.
No, it doesn't. The series does, and CV1 invented it. It is. Though, legit better, just like Galaxy 2 is better than Galaxy 1.
And Galaxy 2 deserves a spot over 1. If 2 is actually better. That's the only mainline Mario I didn't play.
That's exactly why Zelda 2 stays though, cause it's better than the other contenders.
No. We like it. If the general population thinks it sucks, we can't have our personal preference dominate.
Well, so innovation would be who started the biggest change. CV1 started it and CV3 just built on it. If it did not improve the series, then the question should be, what the fuck are they doing?
Talk to CV fans. Nobody would challenge 3 being better than 1. Talk to a Zelda fan. You will be hard pressed to find anyone saying 2 is better than 1.
You mean the general population or gamers, cause those groups aren't the same? Wii Sword's best girl then?
There's a difference in casual person who plays games than the general gamer.
Reception is one category and it doesn't weigh more than the others.
And not even general. Find me lots of hardcore gamers saying 2 is better than Zelda 1.
Hold on, Pop. I think you misunderstand what the list is, buddy. It is not about what is just the best game itself. The bigger players are innovation and impact. If a sequel is not better than the original, then the studio just sucks. It should be common practice for a sequel to be better.
DD had longevity, acclaim, etc.
No, stop, no.
I'm with bro, but I digress.
We are not doing DD again.
Double Dragon can't stand to anything on the list. Get Billy and Smash and we can talk.
Hours were spent on DD, no.
Define this list, cause if this is primarily just sales and innovation, we can just Google our answers. Cause right now Wii Sports is the greatest game ever made based on the criteria of Zelda 2 getting in.
OMG, we've been talking about the metrics Cowboy Pop. We clearly need to schedule an in-service.
If we go by Smash then Punch Out.
Think about that for 1 FKN second.
I wanna be done with NES so badly.
We trying to build Rome here MFKR.
Throw Zelda 2 out the window and I'll rest my case. I don't even want Punch Out on it. I just want Zelda 2 off. And I want 100 to forsake it in an audio message. Is that so much to ask?
We will have it out with the prescribed metrics between Kirby, mm3, Zelda 2, and Punch Out. And whichever wins is the winner, no problem here. You have to understand at least the optics of conflict of interest.
What would go in for Zelda 2? Oh, those games are neck and neck.
No, the metrics are effed.
Zelda 2 is not conceded, or is the 5th best-selling game on the console.
Reception and legacy needs to be a bigger metric on the greatest games of all time.
Then we are going to have you debating lawless about the metrics.
This is now the Duck Hunt and Wii Sports list.
It is not, because the other 3 metrics are there for checks and balances.
How we gonna have a greatest game of all time list and ignore games being thought of as great?
Exactly, it's a top 50 list, not a list of all games we love.
That's what I'm saying. Hence why Zelda 2 shouldn't be on. Nobody likes it except us. Talk to 100 NES owners who had both games and 95 out of 100 will say they think DD is better than Zelda 2.
Their wallets said otherwise. The metrics will settle this.
Cyberpunk did gangbusters sales on release. That a great game.
That's fine, it won't get on the list because of other metrics.
Zelda 2 came out at a time when nobody saw reviews. Everyone bought it cause it was Zelda. And most people regretted their purchase. You can't have a game on the greatest games list that most people don't like, regardless of the sales. Full stop. That totally breaks the list.
You have no way to prove that except anecdotally.
You know that's true, dude, come on.
There needs to be a non-anecdotal metric for liking a game. You can go by reviews if you like. Stop this madness and use math.
I'm analyzing its history and legacy.
You know how historians disagree and agree about various aspects of authenticity, good sir.
And you know what I'm saying isn't made up. It's anecdotal, but everyone here has the same anecdote. SMB2 is even better than Zelda 2.
Yes, on reception it scores low. It does not in sales. That's 2 out of 5 metrics.
Everyone had both. Most only played DD. Noon was like come over and play Zelda 2.
By that logic, everyone was playing SMB3, let's be real.
But we're talking those 2 specific games in that scenario.
One of those is not 2 players, sir.
The metrics are effed. Mark knows what I'm saying. Get him in here.
Yumeku Ojo Doki Doki Panic.
Mark has spoken. Get Zelda 2 off the list.
Mark did not say that as he loves the game. Should I ask him about the OSD?
You guys need to respect DD more. It's got a Bobo in it.
I respect it perfectly fine. Good beat 'em up.
Sakurai was gonna put a Bobo in Smash, but he got blocked legally. Only reason.
As an assist at best. Okay, series and a great fighting game series on Neo Geo that you guys don't even know about.
You think I don't know the Double Dragon Fighter? Come on.
Have you ever played it? Do you own it?
I have an SNK guy as my icon and you keep dogging me on my game knowledge. I have indeed played it. Contra over Zelda 2 and Kirby.
I thought we already closed this list though. Who unlocked the door?
I mean, the list is never locked. There is never a reason not to argue the list IMO, but the list shouldn't be changed without an agreement, so if we aren't there when the list gets made and we have a contention, we will have to talk it into agreement first, or go to the metrics for a score second.